With the 7th installment in the Transformers series, that's right, 7, I couldn't believe it either, Rise of the Beasts heading to theaters in the not-so-distant future, we figured we would give a rundown of the movie and what we can expect to see in the latest installment in the franchise. We'll take a look at all the plot details so far, including how it'll focus on one of Transformers' most popular spin-off series, a brand new look for an old character, all of the casting news, and the movie's slated release date. Let's take a look. We'll start off with the plot, shall we? While Rise of the Beasts is the 7th movie in the series, it's actually more of a sequel to 2018's Bumblebee, which, of course, was a prequel/origins movie. Now this one, which was originally titled Transformers Beast Alliance, will be set in 1994 and will focus predominantly on the Beast Wars series spin-off, which features robots that transform into robotic animals, and which just so happens to genuinely be one of my favorite shows when I was a kid. Like, seriously, my depth charge toy is still the best gift I've ever received. Unfortunately, little else is known about the plot, other than the general premise, which reads, in the year 1994, two humans from Brooklyn come into an ancient conflict that ties in with 3 factions of Transformers. Those 3 factions are the Autobots, who need no introduction, the Maximals, who arose from the Great War and are part descendants of the Autobots and are committed to upholding the peaceful democratic values of their forebears and take on the form of beasts such as mammals, birds, or fish, and the Terracons, who are a group of 5 Decepticons under the command of Galvatron. The movie will introduce characters from Beast Wars never seen on the big screen before, such as Optimus Primal, who transforms into a gorilla, and Rhinox, who transforms into a tiny little field mouse. Now, I'm obviously kidding, he turns into a rhino. Anyway, the main focus of the movie will be on the big Autobot himself, Optimus Prime, with a recent set video showing off his brand new G1-inspired design, which looks, to put it lightly, awesome. Fans have been screaming out for a faithful adaptation of the G1 design, and it looks like we finally have it here. The film will take place primarily in New York, but will also venture to parts of Peru such as Machu Picchu, Cusco, and San Martin. Overall, this film is set to be something completely different to the ones that have come before it, and if reports are to be believed, will refresh the franchise entirely. The movie's producer, Lorenzo Di Bonaventura, stated that it would be different than the ones they'd done before, and it would be an evolution, saying that there's more freedom to create and what they could do with it. Reportedly, the film's tone and action were heavily influenced by Terminator 2 Judgment Day, which bodes well because T2 is awesome. Moving on to the cast now, as we said, Optimus Prime will be the star of the show, with Peter Cullen reprising the voicing role once again, while Bumblebee, Mirage, and RC will also be part of Team Autobot. For new recruit Optimus Primal, the Maximals leader will be voiced by, I love this, Sons of Anarchy and Hellboy legend Ron Perlman, while Rhinox and Airraiser will also make up the rest of the team, although it is unclear as of right now who will be voicing them. It's also unclear whether or not there'll be any further members of the Maximals in the movie, but I'm holding out hope for Depth Charge and Rat Trap to show up at some point. And man, I could really do with some Dinobot. For the Terracons, both Scourge and Nightbird have been confirmed, although there has been no news on casting just yet. On the human side of things, Hamilton star Anthony Ramos will be playing the leading human role, Noah, an ex-military electronics expert who lives with his family in Brooklyn trying to support them. Luna Lauren Velez will be playing his mother, while Judas and the Black Messiah's Dominique Fishback will be playing Elena, an artifact researcher at a museum whose boss keeps taking credit for her work. Now that's all we know about the casting so far, but let us know who you would like to have show up in the movie. John Cena has stated that he'd be interested in reprising his role from Bumblebee, but nothing has been confirmed just yet. Since Anthony Ramos is in the movie, then I personally want to see his Hamilton co-stars Daveed Diggs and Okiariete Onaudawan in there somewhere, while Christopher Judge would make a pretty sick Depth Charge. Yes, I really want Depth Charge in this movie. Just imagine him calling human characters boy. It'd be amazing. Also, while Michael Bay is a producer on the movie, it's Creed 2 director Stephen Caple Jr. who'll be behind the camera in the director's chair, while the screenplay has been written by Obi-Wan Kenobi and Army of the Dead writer Joby Harold. Moving on to the release date. Now, depending on the pandemic and whether or not there'll be a delay in shooting and other movies being pushed back, the release date might change, but as of right now, we shouldn't have to wait too long to see the movie. Principal photography began on June 7, 2021 in Los Angeles, and filming is currently underway. However, with the production set to move to Peru at some point, that may cause some delays depending on COVID restrictions. But as of right now, the movie's set to have a summer release date, with the blockbuster currently heading to the big screen on June 24th, 2022. Fingers crossed it does actually come out on that date, and doesn't do a No Time to Die and come out in like November of 2023, but who knows. Ending on another personal nostalgic anecdote, for another one of my birthdays, my parents got me a rat trap toy and gave it to me by placing it on top of a chocolate cake. It was a really nice gesture and an awesome gift, but I was never able to fully clean the chocolate off of him. Those were the days, though. Those were the days.